students, welcome back to your online classes. Today we would be continuing with the story A Gift of Chappal. So get ready with a pencil and your book. Open page number 25. In our last session we stopped over on the place, page number 25. I think the first two paragraphs we have done already. Okay, in page number 25. So let us recapitulate a little bit what we did. This is a story about Mridu and how she comes to her cousin's place. There she is met at the door by Ravi and Meena. They tell her that they have stored a kitten. They have secretly hidden a kitten in the backyard of their house. And Ravi also gave a detail about his idea that the kitten was a royal kitten. Okay, it was not an ordinary kitten. Then comes Lalli's famous violin playing. Okay, the violin noise made everyone hate it. Okay, it was such a bad noise. It was coming in such a screeching fashion. All of them were complaining about it, all three of them. And then they went to look at Lalli playing violin along with her violin master. And they also observed the fact that the contrast between the two of them, that is the violin being played by the violin master and the violin being played by Lalli, was a big one. Okay. Then what happened? As they were observing the two of them playing violin, someone was calling them. Who was calling them? Yes, an old beggar. He had been coming to their house for a week, and Rukumani, Ravi and Meena's mother, she asked Ravi to tell the beggar, find some other house, we are not going to give you any alms today. As the three children went to the beggar, they understood that the beggar was in a pathetic state. Okay, and the three of them observed that he did not have any chappal. He did not have any chappal, and he admitted that his feet were being blistered because of the heat. And he was walking barefoot on the pitch on the road, and because of that, what was happening? His feet were all sore. Now all three of them wanted to find a pair of chappals for the man. Mridu and Meena, both of them were feeling too much pity for the beggar. First of all, they were not able to give him any alms, and alms means whatever offering you give to a beggar, whatever, it can be in the form of food, it can be in the form of money. That is called alms. Okay. So he did not get any alms from them. Moreover, his feet were also getting blistered, his feet were sore, and they felt pity for him. So let us start from this paragraph, page number 25. The third paragraph. The beggar was shaking out his upper cloth and tightening his dhoti. So he was preparing to leave their place. He was preparing to leave the garden where he had come. And he raised his eyes and looked fearfully at the door, gleaming in the afternoon heat. He looked at the road. He looked fearfully at the road, meaning that he was afraid to step out into the heat again. He was afraid that his feet will again get sore because of the hot road. He needs something on his feet, Meena said, her big eyes filling. It's not fair. So she was almost close to tears. She was feeling so much sad for the beggar that her eyes were close to tears. She couldn't bear the fact that that old man had to walk on that heat on the road, and she could do nothing about it. So she said, it's not fair. He needs something. We have to give him, we have to make arrangement for his feet. Shh, said Ravi. I'm thinking about it. Blubbering. It's not fair, isn't going to help. So Ravi was a doer. He was the action man. Okay. Unlike Mridu and Meena, who were just feeling sympathy for the beggar, Ravi was thinking of something, that how to help the beggar. So he's saying, blubbering means just telling something repeatedly. Okay, just telling something repeatedly that it's not fair, is not going to help the beggar. We have to find out a plan how to help him. In 2 minutes, he'll be frying his feet on that road. What he needs is a pair of chappals. So where do we get them? Come, let's search the house. He pushed Mridu and Meena into the house. So Ravi wanted to help him a lot. Okay, so he said that within 2 minutes he will step out on the road and again his feet will be burning from the heat. So let us do something. Let us find a pair of chappals for the man. He pushed Mridu and Meena into the house and they started searching for a pair of chappals. Just as she stepped into the veranda, Mridu's eyes fell on the odd-looking chappals she had noticed when she arrived. Ravi, she whispered to him, whose are those? So as she was entering, Mridu again noticed that chappal which she had seen previously, that big chappals with the scrawny toe marks. Okay, so she asked Ravi, whose are those chappals? Ravi turned and glanced at the shabby looking but sturdy old slippers. Shabby looking means something which was dirty, okay, not proper or not of a big high quality. It was not too sophisticated to look at, but they were quite tough. Okay, they were sturdy. Sturdy means strong and tough. He beamed and nodded. These are just the right size. Beamed means being happy like this. I found it like that. Okay, so he felt happy. His face started glowing because he understood that those chappals are going to fit the beggar perfectly. He said, picking them up, these are just the right size. He already made up his mind to give these chappals to the beggar without thinking whose chappals they were. Mridu and Meena followed him nervously back to the garden, into the garden. They were actually nervous. Why? Probably because they felt that whoever owned that chappals will not feel so good about it. Okay, if you are simply giving the beggar chappals without asking the adults, it was something that was making them nervous, the girls. Here, said Ravi to the beggar, dropping the slippers in front of the old man. Wear these and don't come back. The beggar stared at the slippers, hurriedly flung his towel over his shoulder, pushed his feet into them and left, muttering a blessing to the children. So Ravi was quite a strict person, but he is the person who found the chappals, and in an adult-like way he said, wear these, that is, wear these slippers and don't come back to our house again. Okay, now the baker was astounded that just the thing which I need at this moment, probably more than food, is a pair of chappals, and he got it. He got the chappals and he hurriedly wore it. He flung his towel over his shoulder. That means he kept his towel over here and he wore the slippers and left, hurriedly left, because he got something which he needed. Muttering a blessing to the children. God bless you, God bless you. He muttered it. That means saying in a low voice. In a minute, he had vanished around the corner of the street. Okay, so he walked away very fast, very quickly. Probably he also understood perhaps that the children had taken the chappals from somebody and maybe the adults are not aware of it. The adults in the house were not aware of it. So he escaped that place hurriedly with a new pair of chappals. The music master came out of the house and took an unappreciative look at the three of them, sitting quietly under the tree playing marbles. Marbles, have you played with marbles? Small stones, round stones, beautiful to look at. Okay, so the three of them were playing with marbles. Okay, and the music master came down and looked at all three of them in an unappreciative manner, as if he did not like them. Those were the naughty kids or something. He had an idea that they were not good kids. Okay, and so he looked at them in an unappreciative way. And what were the three of them doing? They were sitting under the tree playing with marbles. Then he searched for his chappals in the veranda where he had put them. So those chappals belonged to the music master, the chappals which were now the property of the beggar. Okay. Lalli, he called after a few moments. She hurried up to him. Have you seen my chappals, my dear? I remember having kept them here. Have you seen my chappals? I remember I had kept my chappals over here. So did you see them? Ravi, Mridu and Meena silently watched Lalli and the music master search every corner of the veranda. They did not tell them anything. Okay, they just watched the two of them searching for the chappal without interfering. He scurried around. Scurried means moving very fast. Okay, looking over the railing and crouching near the flower pots to look between them. So he was hurrying along, looking at the chappals, and he was crouching near the flower pots to look between them. Crouching means to bend and look at something. Okay. Brand new they were. I went all the way to Mount Road to buy them, he went on saying. They cost a whole month's fees. Do you know? So he was telling that to his student, that those chappals were brand new. Again a false information because they were not new. And they cost me a whole month's fee. That means they cost me quite a lot of money. Soon Lalli went in to tell her mother Ruku. Rukumani appeared looking harassed with Pati following her. So they were harassed because the master's chappals were lost. They felt embarrassed. They felt upset about it. Where could they be? It's really quite upsetting to think someone might have stolen them. So many vendors come to the door. Worried Pati. So their grandmother was just giving an excuse or finding a reason how the chappals might have been lost. Because none of them could have stolen it or anything. So somebody from outside must have come and taken the chappals. Rukumani caught sight of Ravi, Mridu and Meena sitting under the tree. Have you children? She began. And then seeing they were curiously quiet, went on more slowly. Seen anyone lurking on the veranda? So she was a woman with intelligence. Okay, she understood something must be wrong. These three of them, they are always playing and chattering. Suddenly they have become quiet and they are sitting so quietly. What is the matter? So she is asking them, have you seen anybody lurking around the veranda? A sharp V-shaped line had formed between her eyebrows. V-shape means both her eyebrows were like this. Okay, it means in a questioning, quizzical fashion. She was asking them. She was asking them whether they had seen anybody, and at the same time, she was also asking them a question, a silent question, that are you three involved somehow in the disappearance of the slippers, in the chappals? Another straight, tighter one appeared in place of her usually soft, pleasant mouth. That is, even her mouth were bent. Okay. Because she was not happy. She was angry at them. Rukumani was angry, thought Mridu, with a shiver. Because she wouldn't be so upset if she knew about the poor beggar with sores on his feet, she tried to tell herself. Taking a deep breath, she cried, Rukumani, there was a beggar here. Poor thing. He had such boils on his feet. So Mridu thought that Rukumani is such a lovely woman. She would probably understand. She would be kind enough to understand that they had given the chappals as a gift to the beggar because his feet were sore. So she innocently gave the information to Rukumani. So you gave the music master's chappals to that old beggar who turns up here. So what he had balls on his feet. Rukumani said grimly, turning to Ravi. Grimly means angry, in a silent and angry fashion. So you gave away the chappals? Children these days, groaned Pati. Okay, so Pati was also angry at them, and she was complaining about them and saying children these days. That means she didn't finish the sentence. What she wanted to mean was that children these days are so naughty, they have become so bad that without even asking us, they are giving away belongings just on their own decision. So till grown Pati, give a tick mark. We will stop over here. Next day I think we will be able to complete the chapter as well as discuss with you the comprehension check. Okay, so happy studies, study well. Thank you.